to self is just like basically shedding away all these layers of who you aren't. And part of the awakening, you just finding your purpose, being authentic, is like all this was like programming that wasn't necessarily ours. Like we didn't choose it, and we just believed it and we felt it, and then that's our experience. So it's really cool that we can take our power back, and I think shadow work's a very good way to do that. And what would you say for people that are struggling to find their purpose right now? Because that kind of connects back into the authenticity and the shadow work and stuff. A lot of people aren't living their purpose. Either they're afraid to be authentic, or the way our society is, we're working like a regular job, and our purpose, it takes work to do that and maybe make whether a living from that, or I think people focus too much on that. And some people just don't want to do the inner work, or they have insecurities or fears of being seen, So what advice do you have to someone that's trying to find their purpose in this crazy world?
So again, that would be something I'm a really curious person when it comes to people. So if they're struggling with their purpose, the first thing I would say, and I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but it's Marissa Peer, this is my training, between the ages of 7 and 14. What did you love to do? And they go, well, I don't remember. And I'm like, yeah, you do. What'd you love to do? And, I might get something like, well, I played. Okay. What'd you play with? Well, I played video games, or I played with Barbie dolls, or, I loved to draw. Oh, well, there's something I can work with. I can work with all three of those things. You played video games. What was it about the video games that you enjoyed?
Yeah.
And then we just break that down and go through it, right? Every element of it. And it's like, you loved Barbie dolls. What was fascinating to you about Barbie dolls as a child? Well, I really loved them talking and like playing, and they would go places together, or and maybe somebody made clothes for their Barbie dolls, things like that. Well, then why aren't you doing something like that today? What do you, well, if you loved communicating with people, are you in a job right now, or in an extracurricular experience where you're actively communicating with people? Well, no, I'm at a cubicle and I do data work all day long. Well, that's why you're miserable.
Yep.
Get some communication going, if you loved like the Barbie doll thing, the making the clothes. Well, do you know how easy it is today to start an online business where you can create clothes and sell them and you don't even ever have to touch them?
Yeah.
And like video games, people are making gazillions of dollars just